Hey everybody, and welcome to the first ever SLO City Church financial update. We want this update to serve as a helpful tool to just kind of share where we are financially as a church. We hit this time of year every year where we look back on the year, both from a ministry perspective, a mission perspective, a giving perspective, and then an overall sense of financial health. Here's what I want you to understand as we look back over the past year financially. SLO City Church began and continues to operate because of the generosity of many individuals, both internally and externally. You'll hear those two terms used as we talk throughout this video. When I say externally, before SLO City Church even started, a year and a half actually before the church even started, a group of individuals and other churches came around this dream, this vision to see a church planted that was approachable and authentic, that lived the way of Jesus and brought real tangible hope to people everywhere. And so there are over 200 individuals that gave either a one-time gift or that set up recurring giving to see SLO City Church start, even before we had a name, and they still continue to give to this day. Some of those individuals have committed to giving up to 3 years, some of them up to 5 years, to help our church grow to sustainability. And it is because of external gifts like that, and even from other churches, and internal giving, my giving, your giving, our family's giving, our collective generosity, that makes SLO City function from a financial perspective.
Yeah, and as we look back at 2020, we began the year 2020 with an operating budget of $426,000. Now that requires a weekly need of about $8,200 to sustain that. Now, as Brent referenced internal and external giving, for reference, the way that shook out in the year of 2020 is about 45% of our overall budget, but our weekly need was met through internal giving. The other 55% of that weekly need or the overall budget need was met through those external sources.
Yeah, and not only were our needs met, but ministry happened. Mm-hmm. If you were impacted by SLO City Church, by a relationship that was formed here, by a study or a group, a worship service that you were a part of, ministry happened. We saw more and more people connected into community this year, more people connected to Jesus this year, more people engaging in worship at a weekly perspective than ever before. Some of that was due to the pandemic, if I'm honest. Like, we were able to, because we're a church plant and we're pretty nimble and we don't have a building that we're locked into, we were able to pivot pretty quickly and really engage our city and really people around the country from an online perspective really quickly. Also, in the middle of this year, a middle school ministry was born. A high school ministry started. Kids ministry continues, and there's resources and content for families and parents. A women's ministry, I would say, blossomed even in the middle of a pandemic, and over 70 ladies gathered together for fall Bible studies. If you rewind all the way back to right before the pandemic happened, we had 100 plus women for the IF gathering, and we're just seeing men's ministry and all these ministry opportunities happen. But the thing I'm most excited about is that our little young church in San Luis Obispo, California, this past year gave away outside 17% of our income, 17% of that expensed budget to COVID response, rent relief, church planting, both in Oakland and Jersey City, Family Care Network, and different initiatives and partnerships both here locally and around the world. That number equals $80,000, and that is unheard of from a church perspective, period, but from a young church like ours. And so I'm super proud of the generosity of our church. That money went a long way to bring real tangible hope. So.
And we're so thankful that all of our needs were met in 2020. That's something that's worth celebrating, and we want to look forward to 2021 and share with you that our operating budget for 2021 is $499,000. That breaks down roughly to $9,500 a week to achieve that budget. Now, it is our hope that as we grow as a church, we would become more healthy and more sustainable. As we shared, 2020 was an extremely healthy year for us, but we want to continue to become more healthy, more internally sustainable. So it's our hope that those percentage numbers would flip in this next year and the years to come, that over the course of this year, we would alleviate our need for external support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because that means we are self-sufficient, self-sustainable, and our family, our church family is taken care of, that we are living out the way of Jesus without the need for external support. That's ultimately the long goal. I can't wait to share with you as we look ahead to 2021 from a financial perspective and how that breaks down into ministry and mission and giving, staffing and contractors and facilities. I can't wait to roll out to our church family in the beginning of January some really exciting news to just share what God has in front of us. We are, the vision that maybe God has given us and our church family is just to be faithful with the next step. So many times we can run so far ahead, but just to be faithful with the next step. And God has continued to open one door after another as we just faithfully follow after him. And I'm excited to share maybe an open door for our church in the future come January. But I just want to wrap up this segment, this video with just the question, what if? What if God has something amazing for our church to step into? What if he has something amazing for you to step into? What if we collectively believed in the mission and vision of SLO City Church that said we really do believe that there is hope for everyone, and we really feel the call to bring that hope to everyone, to walk the way of Jesus into life after life after life after life, in the workplace, in the home, in the school. And what if God could do something special when we sacrificed, when we gave radically like Jesus gives radically, and that we said, Lord, we trust you. What could he do in this city if a church continued to operate in health? We're excited for the future, and we're super thankful for your generosity and that you're a part of this.
Yeah, thankful to be in it with you.
Yeah.
We want to continue to operate in full transparency in every way that we can. And so if you would like to receive an itemized copy of our budget for 2021, you can reach out to me directly, Jordan@slocity.church, and we would love to share that with you. Yeah. Have a great day.
See ya.